So I wanted to talk about one of the biggest problems going on right now, especially in the black finance content space. I've talked about this. Glendon Cameron's talked about this. Richard Fain has talked about this. All Things Real Estate Trapper talked about this. And one of the biggest issues is that majority of black viewers who come onto social media are seeking entertainment over education. Now, what's the commonality between all of us, black male content creators, to talk about finance, to talk about ways of making money, talking about ways of leveling up? What's another common denominator? We're all millionaires and or multimillionaires. We've been able to, transform our financial situations, right? And we come to the internet with these experiences to share to other people so that hopefully other people can, take heed to some of our testimonies and some of our advice so that they can level up and change their own situation. The majority of the viewers, they don't actually come onto our channels, consume our content to take action. A lot of people come to either troll, to seek out entertainment. What a lot of times people do is they wait for any type of negativity so that they can engage in that. And that's one of the biggest things, or one of the biggest problems going on right now in the content space when it comes to black male content creators who are presenting financial education or education in general. Let's say we post videos about, how you can invest, how you can build your credit, how you can start a business. The majority of people are not interested in those types of topics. A lot of people don't want to level up. A lot of people are content with their financial situation and would rather, hate on other people, troll in the comment section, prey on other people's downfalls versus taking the information and applying the information and, having their own success stories. And this is one of the reasons why the black community as a whole is at the lowest when it comes to wealth attainment, when it comes to home ownership, when it comes to credit scores. They're predicting by 2050 that the median net worth of black Americans is going to be zero. So that means half of black Americans are going to have a net worth less than zero. And as much as I don't like to come to terms with that, I know 100% that is going to come true. It doesn't matter what I say, what your favorite influencer says, what the president says, that is actually going to come true. And the reason why I know that that's going to come true is just based off of people's behaviors. A lot of people, especially like when it comes to my content, are obsessed with fraud, right? I get a lot of messages from a lot of sponsors who, we're able to see a lot of back end data that comes from, application submissions for credit cards and loans and business lines of credit and stuff like that. And lately there's been an uptick in fraud, right? So whenever I address this and I tell people why they should have integrity, why they should, not try to run off on the banks, I get a overwhelming majority backlash in terms of, oh, the bank is ripping us off, so we're justified in, committing fraud and doing this and that. A lot of people justified in their minds why it's okay to commit fraud, and a lot of people don't see the issue with that. That's why you have influencers on here who are promoting shelf corps and CPNs and making, hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars because you have so many, especially black low income Americans, who are seeking these shortcut ways of getting access to some money with no intention of building a relationship. They just want to get the money and run off, no accountability, nothing, right? A lot of people just don't care. There's this huge feeling of hopelessness, especially in the black community. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of blacks lack integrity. A lot of blacks are not trying to build anything. A lot of blacks are looking for shortcuts. And that's why, as black male content creators in the education space, it's like running into a brick wall because the message is not getting through. A lot of people are not taking heed to the things that we're showing. A lot of people don't want to go about things the right way. A lot of people don't want to build businesses. I see a lot of this in the funding space where people are neglecting the important aspects of what it really takes to get approved for different lines of credit, right? I show you guys how I'm able to get approved for, lines of credit, loans. And I go through this not because I need the loans, but I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to demonstrate. And so I get a lot of hate just because of that, right? A lot of jealousy in the black community. And so recently I took down all my videos. I put them on private, right? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to reset the algorithm because, to be quite honest with you, I don't want those types of people consuming my content. Now, I'm not saying black people. What I'm talking about, people with poor mindsets, poor integrity, people who are jealous, envious, haters. Like, I don't want those types of people consuming my content. I saw some comments, people saying, "Oh, what happened to his channel?" People were pretty much saying, "Oh, his channel got taken down, LOL, ha ha ha." But I actually put all my videos to private just so that less people, who are seeking these shortcuts, who are trying to commit fraud, are not viewing my content. I have a big reach where if I put something out, it's going to reach a lot of people, right? And I can't control or police the traffic. I can't control what someone's intentions are when they click on one of my affiliate links and they're applying for a credit card or a loan at one of my affiliate partners. What I've also noticed recently is the approval rates have gone way down because of that fact, right? Because banks are tightening up, banks are wising up, they're increasing KYC, they're increasing underwriting. So a lot of these people at the lower spectrum of the credit and income, they're not getting approved for anything right now. And that's probably a good thing. You really shouldn't be getting funding from the bank. If you don't have a real business, you really shouldn't be applying for loans, business lines of credit, right? Because the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to fumble the bag 100%. The banks are going to increase underwriting requirements, and it's going to make it harder for other honest business owners and consumers to get access to credit because you have a small bunch of people who are messing it up. I get a lot of hate, a lot of jealousy from the black community, right? I get love too, but I get a lot of hate and jealousy. You're hating on other successful, well-to-do people when you're broke. All you got to do is look at your bank account, look at your credit score, look at your assets. That's the real you. That just goes to show, like, you're not really where you want to be. That's the biggest issue that I see, especially in the black community, right? A lot of people are not where they want to be. Black people have the lowest credit scores, the lowest home ownership rate. But instead of taking the information and applying the information, people would rather troll, people would rather seek out entertainment. White content creators can have the same exact type of content and they get much more engagement, they get much more positive reactions, much more positive comments. But in the black community, that's not the case. And the thing that I realize is that black people are the biggest haters of other black people. It's not other white people, it's not the president, it's not the system holding you down. It's other black people that don't like to see other black people do well. Whenever I see someone else, let's say who's more successful than me or is making more money than me or is doing better than me financially, I don't look at that person with envy. I look at that person as inspiration, as motivation, right? But in the black community, if you are successful in black, people want to tear you down. But at the end of the day, the majority of the black social media audience is engaged in negativity, entertainment, and they're not really trying to educate themselves or level up. And that's just real.